Star, CAD out. Star, copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha, 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo, 2 rounds. Advise, give a visual on enemy servers and grid product uniform. 5-9er, 1-1-9er. We're on to them. Break.
I don't know how anybody ever did that. You up in your face.
Production feed. We're just getting that set up, so thanks everybody for your patience. We are jumping into the game right now. We've got an all-star lineup. All the South Asia Pmpl teams are going to be in here tonight. As we can see, already fight starting to kick off. I mean, we've got Gyalzen, so this is going to be SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, the old, the Real Soldiers lineup, going up against Savage from Mongolia. You can see Adif getting a nice knock, and that is going to be the squad wipe coming through. Mr. Borrow clutching it up there, taking Yasnaya for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. And these guys have been landing here for a fair while, like AJ. You know, I remember AJ back when he was in Salty Squad, holding it down in the OG PMCO with some of the original members of that lineup, and they've always gone Yasnaya. Yasnaya's place they're very comfortable with. We've seen them go up against STALWART Esports in this place before. It looks like Savage have decided to have a crack at the title unsuccessfully. But yeah, this is going to be some sweaty scrims tonight. We've got DEADEYES guys as well. Of course, they're in Drollshock. We'll get a look at the circle very shortly. As you can see, fairly vanilla circle to start off proceedings. I think we are just over the Novo Rep Noye now with GSM going up against STALWART Esports, and I'm liking what Pika's up to there in the water. Let's see, he's going for a bit of a swim. They've got Scry up on the high ground. Scry's got the overlook angles, tops, front lining it. There's Capshi here. He's taking some hits. Pika's about to come out. I don't know about the angle from Pika, but he's made it work there. Quick peek out with the M416. And that's going to be an easy confirm as well. Points on the board for STALWART Esports in the early game. Now, we were talking before about how, you know, they haven't had the best they haven't had the best outcomes in Yasnai Polyana going up against the Real Soldiers, now known as SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. But here in Novo Repnoye, you can tell they're very comfortable. This is home territory for these guys. You know, when we get those Sosnovka military island circles, that's when things really start to spice up for the boys from Mongolia. PMGC grade players. GSM, this is a new team. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these newcomers coming into the scene in the South Asia Pmpl. Not a team I'm super familiar with, but I'm sure by the end of tonight we're all going to know who these guys are and what they're about. I'm just going to look them up real quick because I'm like, where are these guys even from? I remember seeing these guys before, but yeah, my memory escapes me. But you can see they seem to know what they're doing as well in Novo. Like it's not all. It's not a straight up Stalwart Esports, you know, bloodbath. They're actually holding it down quite nicely. You can see Stalwart Esports are starting to get them up, they're pushing them one by one. That kind of Iron Fist mentality where they just all go in as a committed team, you know, definitely separates Stalwart Esports from the rest of these teams that like to sort of spread out and play the angle game. I'll just pull up the stats. Where are we at? We've had the qualifiers. So we've had the qualifiers. Now we've got the league stage starting up soon. This is what we're doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Doing some scrims. March 22nd. That's when it's all going to kick off for PUBG Mobile Pro League South Asia, one of the sweatiest regions in the world. And GSM, where are these guys? Are these guys a qualified team, or are they just hanging out for the day? I think they're just hanging out. I think they're just, yeah, all right. We'll keep an eye on them. We'll see how they go. Stalwart Esports is definitely qualified. Look at Scry, tryout, catching him, and that first is inevitable. Oh, he could have done it there. He could have gotten a first. Scry could still get picked up. Look, it's a we're inside the realm of possibility of Scry getting picked up. Pika. So they're looking to push in too. Meanwhile, A1 Esports going up against 7C. Mimo taking fire from Fragger Bay. Fragger Bay's got to try and hustle his way out of this situation. Mimo with the overlook. Dante on the knee. Jack's just got him picked up. 6-9 in the back line. And the rest of 7C starting to push forward. And if Fragger Bay can get this trade, oh, he comes off second best. Mimo getting the flush. Jaxo from afar. Oh, cops a big spray from Precious. That was huge. And that's really going to start putting some hurt. It's just 6-9, 6-6 now. And he's up against the world. Precious, Mimo. They're it looks like GSM putting a bit of hurt into Stalwart in the kill feed too, but 6-9, he's got a bit of an uphill battle here going up against the likes of 7C. Precious going for that angle. That's a beautiful angle that Precious is about to make happen. Pega getting caught out by tryout. It's just Scry remaining and top. What's happened to Stalwart Esports? They were looking very strong at the start of this fight. And it just seems to have fallen apart on the rotate out. I mean, they're a K from zone, but they've got 40 on the clock. They've definitely got plenty of time to work with to try and get out of this situation. But yeah, it looks like they've tried to rotate out. GSM's just caught them with their pants down, and now they've got a knocked player. He's pressured. He's probably going to get bursted by that next nade. And yes, he does go down. And Scry gets caught as well. So Scry goes down. It's now a 1v1 by the looks of it. Top deploying all kinds of throwables. But it looks like Tryout's got a nade that's about to head in Top's position. He may be able to get a pickup onto Scry. This is a really risky position to revive from. He's... the best move for Tryout right now is just to full send it. I mean, what other options do you have? Just go. You don't want the revive to happen. That molly means that they're zoned out on the right, so that only leaves them. Oh, he's caught. He's putting in some work. If I mean, that nade from Scry though, that could really hurt him. Yeah, that takes him down to 20 HP. Jeez, if you just full center, I reckon he could have. I reckon he could have clutched that. But the Molotov, yeah, I mean, he got. Sometimes getting a bit too close isn't the best idea. Like you run the risk of getting in that friable range, and you really just got to full send the knock. Like that's kind of the way to do it. IHC, another team from Mongolia, going up against the Real Soldiers, just down a killer. Delta knocked, Rolls and Rebel already taken out. This has been a fantastic lineup. It's the old Wizards with Vibes lineup. And now they're rocking the Real Soldiers tag. And they are rocking it. Like, I've got to say, I saw them in the qualifiers. And, you know, they went pretty hard. Look, IHC, this is a team that's on the redemption arc right now. You know, they went from the third best in the world to not even qualifying for PMGC. This is their time. Like, they have big shoes to fill, and they're their own shoes. Like, we expect a lot from these guys, and I think they can rise to the challenge. Like, you know, well, they better, because yeah, they've certainly got all the right stuff. They've got the chemistry, the synergy, the fighting ability, the rotational knowledge. You know, they've just got to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and maybe this will be their year. Because, you know, it definitely wasn't 2021. Like, you know, they had a good start, obviously, but yeah, at the start of this year at the PMGC, they just weren't there. You know, they didn't qualify. But you know, it's a blank slate. We're back to Pmpl. You know, this is 2022. This is, you know, where are we up to now in the Pmpl kind of thing? You know, it's like season 5, I guess, and you know. They've got a slot, and it's up to them what they want to do with it. Do they want to take it the whole way and go global championships at the end of the year? Or, you know, have they got more work to do? ELEMENTRIX, this is a team I remember ELEMENTRIX, you know, this is back in the 2019 days. You know, I played against these guys in PMCO. They've got a few different players. But, yeah, this is an OG team as well. You know, a brand that we're all familiar with. Great to see him back in the pro leagues at this level. Certainly deserving of it. You know, the amount of effort some of these players have put in over the years. You know, we're getting into our 5th year of PUBG Mobile. So it's you know, the level of progression in the game, you know, that we've all seen. And 2022 PMPL is going to really showcase that. Like, we saw it in the PMGC. It was just nuts. It was off tap, you know, all the time from A to Z, go to woe. It was just like absolutely crazy. And that's what we expect from these teams, PMPL. That's what we're hoping to see tonight in these scrims. Got XBES Esports, putting a bit of pressure on IHC, and see IHC, they just don't look, you know, maybe they can find their feet. Look, you know, they are that team that kind of like, you know, they're like Nova in that sense. Like you just don't expect it. You know, you're like, this is a really good team. Why aren't they just killing it? And then they just come out the gate. XBES Esports, definitely a team. You know, this is a qualifier team that came out of the qualifiers, and they've just got a squaddy wipe onto IHC. So they're on the warpath now. They've got 2 elims so far coming into the match. Huge shout outs to the production team. Look at all the stats we've got on the screen already. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, XBES Esports, they're coming straight out of Bangladesh, and straight into it with High Voltage. Now, High Voltage, one of our favourite teams to watch. But yeah, XBES Esports, these are newcomers to the PMPL scene, and yeah, you know, have they got what it takes? They're looking pretty comfortable so far, you know. They've just got a squad wipe. They're straight out into another team fight. Let's see how they play it off the back of Venom getting knocked. See High Voltage working up the ridge. They managed to get the opposing knock onto Extreme. Another one goes down. It's all up to Dominant, though. Can he take out Wadu? No, Wadu just over the top. High Voltage dominating there. And yeah, High Voltage, a team, you know, these guys, just straight up fraggers from the poll. They are a Pmpl level team. Will they make it to the PMGC this year? Remains to be seen. We don't know. Like we'll see how we go as we get into it. Let me have a look at the chat while we're going. We'll have a brief lull, and I'll just say, "G'day everyone." Sup? Is that Zyle? Is that actually Zyle in the chat? Sup, Zyle? How you going, buddy? Hey, Scotchy. Who else we got in here? We got the Abbas. What up? What up? What up? We got some love for DRS from Sabin. We got I8. Yeah, man. I can't wait to see I8. And Johnny. Yeah, we got I8 in the mix tonight. There's no prize. This is just scrims. It's the scrims. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming are in it. So yeah, 7C. They're down to a duo. A lot of love for SG, a lot of love for A1. GSM is not a new team, buddy. GSM playing from Pmpl Season 1, is it? Dude, Zakaria, mate, tell me off. If I don't know something, tell me. I'm shocking, mate. Don't think I'm a newcomer to it all. I've played in PMCOs, but in my old age, I do, I do tend to forget some of these teams, particularly when they change their names. So yeah, if I'm saying somebody's new to the scene and they've been here since day dot, just say it, mate. Just let me know, because you got to put me in my place, because I don't want to be saying stuff like that, that's not true. But yeah, we all make mistakes, but yeah, just let me give it a heads up. I really do appreciate all your messages like that. When you say that, because I hear casters saying stuff, man. I hear casters say stuff, and I'm like, why did you say that? Like, what are you talking about? And I genuinely read the comments. And I don't. I'm a big boy. I can take what you can put out, and I do appreciate a lot of not all of it, obviously. Some of you should wash your mouth out, wash your keyboards with soap. But yeah, most of the time it's pretty positive. So we're looking at, we're down to our top 5. We're looking at our winner chicken dinner forecast for game number 1. Looks like Dax and Deadeyes, guys. It's pretty evens. Nobody's really looking super dominant here. Deadeyes guys, obviously 4-man team. They've got a bit of hard cover to work with. Dax though do have that. They've got the positioning coming in on that ridge. They've really got to push through and take out 7C. ELEMENTRIX are in a good position. I'd like to see ELEMENTRIX move a little bit up to the north, take that potato hill. I think that's a very powerful position. That's going to allow them to rain hellfire down onto high voltage and give them a nice overlook on the zone. And if they get the shift and short stack it in the late game, that could give them just a beautiful path to victory with a bunch of healing points in the bag as well. And it looks like Dax are starting to shift up. They're putting a bit of pressure now onto 7C. Circle shifts up north, high voltage, grab it. They've got a bit of hard cover on the stack as well. They could play very nicely off that, but they are looking uphill at most of these teams. Deadeyes guys can kind of walk in under that ridge as well. Just that little ridge, that dip there is in zone. ELEMENTRIX have to move in. They could get caught in open by 7C. They're in the middle, and DAC and the crossfire from all these other teams. So it's a nice circle in the sense that it hasn't gone straight onto everybody. It's not like a single team's really just clutched it. Like high voltage got a nice shift. They've got a bit of hard cover, but I wouldn't say it's the best shift that I've seen in a minute. Dax, so they got 4 players up. ELEMENTRIX have 4 players up. High voltage have 4. So we're going to see like 3 full teams go to the late game. That's the kind of practice we want to see from these teams coming into the PUBG Mobile Pro League. 5 teams up at this stage of the game. That is probably less than what we would expect to see, but the fact that some of these teams are rocking full complements is 100% what I want to see. And Dax have gone in for the push onto Deadeyes guys. They've managed to get a knock. That's a double off Octopus. Octopus just made some magic there, but a lot of return fire coming out though from Deadeyes guys. Frag Boys Fragboy's got a nice sight line just overlooking the engagement, but that's a lot of knocks. Turu Loves is now up against the world. He's on a Skerrick of health. Shantae, Octopus, and Viper all sporting low health bars. Blue at the back. It is slowly starting to close in. You can see Turu on the fence line here. Oh, can he get that revive happening? He's going to have to go for a heal up. Octopus is going to come over the side. He's still got Fragboy in the back line. Fragboy's got a nice angle on this. If he's Fragboy not able to get that knock, that would have been crucial. He did get Octopus though, and he could probably keep them from getting into zone. That's definitely going to be the play there for Fragboy. You know, he may have lost his team, but if he's able to just push them back and keep them in that compound. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we've got ELEMENTRIX pushing in onto high voltage. And looks like high voltage they are not having the best of time here. They've got Pubg up on the roof. Orangy just nades himself. Oh, that's a fat rip for Orangy. I don't think that was the plan at all. I like how they got Pubg on the roof. They got Extreme on the ridge. They've smelt blood in the water. They're all pushing in. They know that the blue zone is their friend here. Hosu's looking a bit worse for wear. Oh, I'm liking the way they're doing this one. Incus is just in the corner. Wadu picks up the rampart. Look at them just go in. Pubg, he could get the clutch and burn. That's it. High voltage. Able to defend that push. I mean, it was looking for a moment there like ELEMENTRIX were in a good position, but nah, that was well played there from high voltage, just in the nick of time. Now we've still got Fragboy up for DEADEYES, guys. I think Dax may have a player as well, and I'm guessing 7C's still in the mix. Yeah, 7C Precious. He's just managed to snake it in. You know, just let everyone kick back. So someone said Dax is going to play Pmpl first time. They acquired the slot from Wizards with Vibes, and they do look the part. They're well prepared. That was Javan Gurung who said that. And yeah, they do look the part. I will agree. I mean, for a team that's bought a slot, we tend to kind of look down our nose at these situations, be like, oh, they bought the slot, they don't deserve it. But, look, PUBG Mobile, the game's been out for 4 years. This is, you look at Dota, you look at Counter-Strike, Global Operations, or whatever it's called. This is what people do. Organizations buy slots. It's a thing. It's a normal thing, and that's I think it's a healthy sign that the game is doing well. The fact that we do have teams that are, organizations that are investing in PUBG Mobile. Like, that's what we as players, as viewers, as fans of the game want. We want people to invest money into it. So yeah, well done. And they are. You spend that much money on a slot, you better pray. You better get in the training room and get in there. Now, who do you reckon's going to take this one out? Looks like 7C's been eliminated. Daxar down to a tread. Looks like they've got 8 elims. I mean, they did pretty well. Fragboy has something to say though. He's a bit annoyed before. He's just outside the zone, so he's going to have to peek out at some point, and he just loses half his health bar in the process, and that blue is seriously going to hurt. He's probably trying to get first aid kit off. Down he goes. Play zone does the business. And Viper's going to go in for a revive now. We're down to a 3v3 here with high voltage in a revive, Dax in a revive too. Couple of players left standing just to keep flies away, and it's an open circle as well, so no serious kind of terrain advantages for either team. Dax definitely bit of momentum off the elim count, but high voltage also having a great game as well. They've managed to frag out a fair bit too, and it's all in the trees at this stage. You got trees, rocks and grass, and only 2 of those things stop bullets, so not a lot of options for these players in the late game here on Erangel. As you can see on the overlook, everyone's just trying, it's all about the angles right now. You see Wadu's going on that flank. Now he's in a risky spot. If Shantae can spot him out, you can see Shantae there's, doing the peek out from the rock. if Shantae spots him. But likewise, if Wadu's able to spot Shantae, Wadu's prone right now, and we know the recoil bonus off a prone player means, you know, you're not going to have a lot of time to spin, flick, and fire back. But it looks like Shantae's got a bit more of a read on where these players from high voltage are. Circle starts shifting forward. It's going to push everyone into the middle. Very shortly, we're going to be within nade range, so these players are going to be able to employ throwables. And you can see, looking at their backpack, they've still got quite a couple left in the bag that they've kept just for the, you know, some late game fireworks. We could see a well-placed nade really kick things off. But right now, this is serious. I mean, you know, it's business time right now. They've got their business socks on. They've got the business shirts, the ties. You know, they've got the briefcases. It's time. Like, this is what Pmpl, you know, gameplay should look like in the late game. Except you'd usually have like one or two more teams, but this kind of seriousness, this positioning, who's going to fire first. Some teams, I wouldn't say this is PMGC. I'd say actually in PMGC, you'd probably see a team stand up and just full send it. Like, you know, that's the difference between PMGC. They can do stuff like that and make it work. But at PMPL, they are a little bit more conservative. And you can see now, like, I would say Extreme should be up, you know, like, just get up. You're behind a rock. But all Prabin getting caught out from Viper, but the return fire, and that's a double knock straight away. High voltage just flipped a switch here. There are knocks coming out, so Wadu's down. It's now 1v2 up against Shantae, Prabin, and Extreme. Extreme in a very good position as the blue closes forward. Prabin now working those angles. If Prabin goes down to a 1v1 trade, though, oh, he's going for first. This could be risky. Nah, makes it work. I mean, he had that 7.62 weaponry, and that is going to be winner chicken dinner going out to high voltage. my channel and we're on the Esports County channel as well. So I'm just looking at myself. I'm like, oh, geez. Okay, cool. So we'll go to a quick break, everybody. For that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and I'll catch you shortly for game number 2.
Grizzly, this is Darkstar. CAD out. Darkstar copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds. 18 delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds. Advise, give a visual on enemy characters. Cleared product unit 1. 5-9er. 1-1-9er. I don't know we're onto them. Break.
Great. I don't know how anybody ever did that. You up in your face. Darkstar, CAD out. Darkstar copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds. 18 delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds. Advise, give a visual on enemy characters. Cleared product unit 1. 5-9er. 1-1-9er. I don't know we're onto them. Break. Great. I don't know how anybody ever did that. You up in your face.
side copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds.
Advise, give a visual on enemy characters. Grid Pubg Unit 1, 5-9er, 1-1-9er. No, we're onto them. Break.
Great. I don't know how anybody ever did that. Be up in your face.
Dark side copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds.
Advise, give a visual on enemy characters. Grid Pubg Unit 1, 5-9er, 1-1-9er. No, we're onto them. Break.
Great. I don't know how anybody ever did that. Be up in your face.
side copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds.
Advise, give a visual on conversion grid product uniform 59er, 119er. No, we're on to them. Break.
Great. There's a lot. I don't know how anybody ever did that. Be up in your face.
Dark side copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds.
Advise, give a visual on conversion grid product uniform 59er, 119er. No, we're on to them. Break.
Great. There's a lot. I don't know how anybody ever did that. Be up in your face. Welcome back, everybody. Ganksy, welcome back to the Esports County PUBG Mobile Pro League Scrims. We're getting ready right now to jump into Miramar. Thanks, everyone, for being patient. We've just been getting all the players, just wrestling them up, getting them ready to go for match number 2. And I believe it will be on Miramar. So we're going to the desert map. We'll be jumping onto the flight path very shortly. I'll just check out the chat and see everyone is going off as usual. We've got a lot of love in the chat for GSM and A1. People going crazy. But yeah, that was a huge game coming out for High Voltage in Erangel. If you missed it, make sure you scroll back and check out that first game. It was a really tense final circle. It's good to see a pretty much stand-up 3v3 fight in a final circle like that. It was fairly evenly matched. There was a high ground advantage to High Voltage. Dax, they're playing off the low ground of the ridge, but we've seen teams in those situations make it work. And unfortunately, it didn't for the ATTRAX. But yeah, great game to watch there, especially that late game. Quite a lot of teams still up, and this is the sort of practice conditions that we want to see created here in these scrims for these teams, because it's going to give them the best opportunity to test their mettle, before they go into the PUBG Mobile Pro League itself. Because it's very, very difficult to prepare yourself. You can't practice in classic matches. You can't practice in your regular scrims. You've got to practice right here in the PUBG Mobile Pro League scrims, Esports County Pro Scrims, one of the best places to do that. As we are heading right now over Miramar, you can see our flight path is just on a straight diagonal from north to south, east to west, as we head down from Campo Militar down to prison. Now, you never see too many teams dropping on that southern island, but we can see Seal in a bit of a split. They've got some players up at Torre Ahumara. They've got a few at Cruz de Val. That's quite an impressive split from them. We can see there's a lot of congestion now as we head over that San Martin Picado area. You do tend to see quite a few teams contesting these places, especially San Martin and Picado. Picado, is just a classic hot drop spot. And looks like we've got, I believe, the Venom Legends heading towards Junkyard, I believe, up just to the north of it. We got 1952. 1952, the old Future Station lineup going to around La Bendita. So great to see Clutch Baby entry and the boys back in the mix. High Voltage heading around Chumacera by the looks of it. We've got IHC, of course, going to Monte Nuevo. No surprises there. It looks like is that the ATTRAX that's going to be joining them. We've got Savage up to the north around water treatment with SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. You can see, geez, this is round 2. These guys don't leave each other alone. Like we saw them fighting on Erangel in the early game at Yasnaya. This, like where they are right now, does not look like the sort of place that you would stake a claim to them, and it's kind of no man's land. It doesn't even have a name, it doesn't have a label on it. It's just a place in between places, and they are squaring up for a good old-fashioned 4v4. You can see Hershey and co in the backdrop. Mafia Ninja is just down low. Dante from A1 getting the first blood. Bit of smoke going in. You can see Anthe and Hershey starting to push forward. If we jump on with I8, we're back onto SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. Sanchez getting close too. Gyalzen's able to get a great knock onto Hershey with the M16 burst fire. Boro's got the burst fire M16 as well. Gyalzen just putting in work right now, opening the door for this engagement for his team to come out on top. Boro's able to get a nasty little knock onto Sanchez as well. See, I8 are in a bad way going up against Seal. Boro takes the knee, but in comes Mafia Ninja for the clutch, and that's going to be Savage out. That's 2 for 2. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming looking the goods here. this is a team that used to be called the Real Soldiers. This is a team that's very strong. We did not see them, perform to the level we would expect in the PMGC. They were one of the top teams coming out of South Asia Pmpl. So they're also on a bit of a redemption arc of themselves. 1952 is a team we haven't seen for a minute, going up against I8 here. Now, we don't have Crypto, Johnny, or Reviews here. Makes me wonder if this is I8. They're in 7C's slot number, but I'm pretty sure it's I8. I feel like it is. I mean, they've got to kill 2 players. Yeah. Right. Oh, this is their overall standings, I'm guessing. No, I don't know. But they got retired 007 and they got Khan 420. So I know Khan 420 from Clarity BABLU. But yeah, it should be interesting to see how they go with a bit of a different lineup. If you're just joining now, welcome. Hope you're having a good time so far. I can guarantee you will. We're only 2 games deep. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Chuck a like in there as well if you feel like it. And yeah, get involved on the Ganksy channel, the Esports County channel, the home of Pro Scrims. You know what it is. And we get the best of the best, and yeah, they show us how it's done down here in El Pozo. So it looks like the ATTRAX decided very wisely not to land in Monte Nuevo with IHC, given points for that. So they've gone to El Pozo. They'll be squaring up against GSM there. Meanwhile, just on the outskirts of Los Leones, we've got A1 Esports. But yeah, El Pozo's, it's like it's a city of angles. It's a city of sight lines. It's, if you thought Los Leones was bad, wait till you go to El Pozo. Like, if you thought Los Leones was scary in terms of just walking around a corner and saying "g'day" to an automatic weapon, wait till you go to El Pozo. You know what it is about El Pozo? There's a lot more height differential between the buildings, and the gaps are bigger. There's some chunky gaps in between these buildings in Pozo, and that gives you just beautiful sight lines onto teams from quite a distance, and you can really catch somebody just running between buildings, just knock them, first them, see you later. It's brutal. Los Leones, I tend to find, where we're at right now with the Gangsters and A1 Esports, tends to be a fair bit more cover, and it's a little bit easier to move around. Not a lot, but it's a little bit easier. San Martin, I'd put in sort of bit in the middle between them. I'm happy to hear what people have to say in the chat as well, what your thoughts are on the big cities of Miramar. Do you like landing in the cities? Do you like landing in the smaller places like Chumacera or Azahar? Do you like a bit of a trash loot? Are you one of those people that like just goes power grid or whatever? There's no wrong answers. There may be one, but I don't know. We'll get to that. But yeah, stalwarts. They are definitely stalwart in their dedication to San Martin. They're firmly stamped their claim on it. Nobody's willing to have a crack today. ELEMENTRIX, we're just to the north. This is in kind of a no man's land around Power Grid. And you do see DEADEYES guys around this area. DEADEYES guys like landing around here. And they tend to kind of go all in on these early game engagements. So we'll see if they can show a bit more restraint here. They've already lost Turu, frags on the knee, and it looks like Chari and Shifu might just back out or go for angles. Orangi and the rest of ELEMENTRIX, they're looking to confirm the knock, probably go for a bit of a chase. Shifu's going to have to be careful. I can see some other teams in the vicinity as well. It looks like it could be IHC that have pulled up to Power Grid. If I just catch them out of the corner of my eye, but you can see quite a bit of distance now between them. They are looking for that alternative angle onto ELEMENTRIX. And ELEMENTRIX, meanwhile, they're looking to just kind of back up into this compound and Oh, Hiozu though, he could be running straight into. Oh, Shifu! What a wasted opportunity. He had a good angle there, but he's gone for a spray and just hasn't really gotten much for his money. And Frobel's being employed. That doesn't look like it's going to get a lot done either. They're making a lot of noise right now. We've got IHC nearby. Hiozu's spotted out by the squad of IHC. They're going to enter the engagement with a vengeance, and Orange's just going to back out. Yeah, I don't see ELEMENTRIX. Particularly, they would have got the knock and the confirm. They would have known that's IHC. They probably weren't fully aware of where the remaining players of Deadeye's guys were, so they probably just didn't. Yeah, they probably just don't want to risk it. High voltage win is the last game. 2 elims on the board already. You can feel the momentum in the air as they are starting to push forward onto 7Cs. They are hunting them too. Look at them go. And Extreme, he opens the door, and Z1's lucky he's in a bus, but yeah, Precious, there's no hope for him. And Extreme getting the confirm there as this fight continues between IHC. Oh, what a play there from Incas. Able to pick up Orange. Liquid's knocked too. IHC are definitely going to push this. I mean, there's no brakes. There's no brake pedals on the IHC train. And, you know, once they get started, they can't stop. Oh, there's no game sound. Thank you for letting me know. I'll just let the production know that there's no game sound on the stream. Apparently, it's been fixed. Thank you, production. Love your work. Yeah, that's all good. Thank you, chat, for letting me know. Appreciate it. Always give us a heads up if you can't hear anything, whether it's my voice or the game sound. We'll get that sorted. Yeah, it should be fixed by now. But oh, looks like 7C ran straight into Deadeye's guys, so they'll be able to pick up an elim point off that. 7C have exited the lobby. Oh, this is not looking good for IHC. Like I said, no brake pedals. But geez, Nerzed better be careful. Oh, that was a wild spray from Incas. That was like, mate, he was a hair's breadth away from you know, the squad wipe. The nade's going to come out from Incas. He's got it up as well. Nerzed's really got to get something done here. They are getting a revive off. Alex is kind of out of position on the knock. So's Liquid. Icy and Zyle's back up. Icy's going in for the revive on Alex. Great moves there from IHC. You know, it was looking pretty messy. It was a bit of a dog's breakfast there for a minute. Nerzed's definitely going to get knocked out. I don't know what he was doing. Zyle. Mate, Zyle's just going into the close range M24 shots. Okay, I'll see you, Zyle. You reckon he's going to snap one off? But, see you later, Liquid. But, yeah, we've got another team starting to push up onto this as well. That's going to be Stalwart Esports. Stalwart Esports have smelt trouble, and it's got their name all over it. People are still saying there's no game sound. Really? Alright, let me just make sure there is game sound. But we'll get it done. But yes, Stalwart entity engagement. Icy, Zyle out. Alex not looking too good. Look at the spread. Look at the spread on Stalwart. Stalwart know what they're doing. They've got action and top on the tippity top of the mountain. Grind Peaker downstairs, and it's just a classic pincer. All angles. So it sounds good now. Thank you, Mahi, for letting us know. Yeah, sorry about that. We'll do apologise. These things happen, but yeah, got it back for you now. You can hear all the shenanigans. I've got no sound, so but I'm glad you do. All right, so we've got I8 here, 420. He's trying to get his clutch on, but if he went for a drop shot there, the Molotov was good, but it just wasn't able to zone out high voltage, and high voltage they have the momentum right now. Oh, I do have sound. Wow, fantastic. We got Stalwart 3 elims so far, so they've managed to extricate IHC from this situation. Incas is the last remaining player for ELEMENTRIX. He looks like he's just, if he stays really still right now and just doesn't move, maybe, just maybe they're not gonna find him. You can hear some shots. I mean, there's definitely some more action around here. Action may, do you think? No, Action's just going for a bit of a loot. Yeah, I don't know. Meanwhile, up north, we've got SKYLIGHTZ Gaming trying to run the gauntlet, getting caught out by Chari. DEADEYES guys, only 1 elim, but they're doing it. They're doing well as a duo. Like they are holding it down. We've got SKYLIGHTZ Gaming nearby as well in Power Grid. Tryout from GSM able to steal that elim away. So that was off the back of DEADEYES guys' work there, picking up another point. And you've got to be careful. You know, you've got to get those confirms yourself. But you can see Shifu is being discouraged from peaking right now. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming just peppering that ridge. Interesting positioning from SKYLIGHTZ Gaming to commit all 4 players to that compound. That's a good overlook, but it can be, it can be pretty easy to sneak up on that compound and get a squad in there from you know, one of the many entry points in there, and you can end up, you know, fighting a full team. But yeah, DEADEYES guys have been, you know, I like the position. I like the fact that they're playing out in open. They're not committing to hard cover. They're just, you know, and this is an area they're comfortable with. I mean, I've seen them around here. You know, if we're looking at a Power Grid late game, this could be a great game for DEADEYES guys. The real soldiers demo from Steel getting spotted out by Delta. Couple of taps there. The return fire not enough to push him off target, and he's going in for the first as well. You can see those taps going off in the kill feed there, and Action getting taken out. So that's the confirm coming through. Just on the edge of zone here, so circle has shifted away from here. We've got SKYLIGHTZ Gaming now rotating in. Now, I did have a chat to production about the aggression and the strategy. So the strategy points comes from teams that take wider rotations. The game's able to tell, and it looks at the distance they travel and whether they go directly into zone or rotate around it, and they get more points if they take crazy rotations. Aggressiveness is measured if a team engages another team, whether they commit to the fight and go all in, or whether they back off the fight. So just I'll reiterate that when we do get the numbers, but I just thought I'd chuck it in there. I'm pretty impressed. I really like those statistics. I think it's better than just looking at the damage and the elims. I think it gives us a bit more of a nuanced view of the game. And I'm looking forward to seeing some more data like that coming out of the production. It was very refreshing to see. Venom Taufu and a knock here. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming in trouble off this rotation. Nina's health bar's looking a bit low. They are in a position where they could gatekeep. Oh, we've got A1 Esports here. Lots of knocks, but 6-9. Able to clutch it up there. Venom Legends eliminated in 12th position. And A1 Esports, they should be able to get all 4 players back up on their feet. So I did see someone in the chat saying earlier, A1, you know, Miramar is their map. And they are on 6 elims at the moment. They've got a full team. We'll be seeing them in the late game, guaranteed. So keep an eye out for A1 coming soon to a kill feed near you. DEADEYES guys also featuring in the kill feed. I mean, they've been a duo for a minute. They're still making it work. Great spray there from the gangsters, but the return fire from top gets the knock. the Gangsters now with double knocks, and STALWART Esports, they also a duo by the look of it. They did lose a couple of players earlier on in the feed. And you can see Top and Sky very comfortable. They're just holding angles, taking names, getting knocks, putting damage out into the field. Top able to get a knock onto one of the members of GSM, Kalapshi, as big blow up takes out DEADEYES guys. As Mr. Borrow, SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, they're just playing the edge here, trying to fight the real soldiers as Nima takes a knee to kill a YouTube. And the shift goes on to the real soldiers. Couple of players from SKYLIGHTZ Gaming are in circle. Gyalzen's going to have to rotate in the vehicle to try and get that pickup, as Borrow is currently outside circle. He's got Killer YouTube pushing up with rolls. This isn't looking good for Borrow. That's a pretty aggressive push in open, and the nade from the grave might be able to get a knock, but I don't know if not having a gun out was the move in that situation, as Borrow will be confirmed. Delta looks like he could just pop over this ridge and get a 2-for-1 special. The real soldiers right now, this is a team that came out the gate in the qualifiers and, really showed us that they are a team to watch here. As, look at that, they've just deleted SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. The Gangsters now top looking like he could be in a bit of a clutch situation here. He goes 1v1 and Smokey from the Gangsters takes him out. So that is STALWART Esports out in 10th position, down to 9 teams, 22 alive. The Gangsters should be able to pick their player up. 7 elims so far. They have been absolutely fragging it out like nobody's business. And this is looking like it's going to be a huge game in the late game. Middle of the circles on the road. Big compound involved. Lots of teams starting to push in. 1952 taking fire from DEADEYES guys. Shifu's out, but Chari's still in it. He's got players left, right, and center, and he's not afraid to peek them. There's a lot of these players are outside of zone now. As the blue is closing in, we're going to see. I think we're going to see the late game go onto the road. 1952. They've got 3 up, but A1 and DRS looking pretty strong right now. They've got full 4-man complements. And look at the accuracy there. Killer YouTube just spotting out a player for a moment, able to take him down, less than half HP. He did take a big spray in return, but able to push back. AWM has entered the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, the AWM is in play here as we are going through the late game. 6 remaining teams, 12 alive. The real soldiers is very strong right now. Killer YouTube though will have to be careful here, but that player has been eliminated by another team. Comes over to top spots out in 1952. Able to get a confirm there. We're now into double digits for the real soldiers. They've still got 4 players up. Incas, the only player from another team in zone. This is looking like game, set, and match for the real soldiers. Wally still on the outskirts here. And I'm pretty sure it's Delta, or I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's Delta who's got the AWM, the big dog. And look, A1 Esports, they've got Jax in the compound. It is Delta with that AWM. Oh, he's looking for Jax's helmet. Jax is going to have to be real careful. 1 pixel could spell the difference if he's able to slot an AW shell through one of those slit windows in the shack. That is going to be see you later GG's for A1 Esports. Incas is just keeping a very low profile right now. He's banking on the fact that nobody's willing to peek over this ridge over the open road. Spotted out by Killer YouTube. So that's ELEMENTRIX eliminated. We're down to 3. It's a 1v1v4 with the real soldiers on top, looking pretty strong right now. It would take an absolute miracle for one of these teams to unseat them from what looks like impending victory. Delta moving close up to Wally's got that AWM bolt action sniper rifle, the one shot knock on the level 3 helmet. Blue to the back. Jax is going to have to start moving forward. Very limited cover involved. Goes for a spray though, but yeah, he's gonna go down a play zone, and Rebel though, the Mini 14 takes his name, and that is basically it's a 4v1 now. 12 elims on the side of the real soldiers. They've played it perfectly from the power grid. Wally spotted out. That's winner chicken dinner to the real soldiers from the pole. ELEMENTRIX putting in some work for his team, getting 4 eliminations, and he managed to secure the third place positioning for his team. So obviously a fair bit more aggressive than Wally was in the late game, but he did have the benefit of that positioning in zone. He was able to catch, quite a few players out there. So well done to him. If we look at the rank, the match rankings, A1 Esports, this is a team that just ran in off the blue. They actually got third, so it was ELEMENTRIX that got fourth. But yeah, look at Seal Esports, so they came second, but only a 1 elim. So you can start seeing these other teams having a bit of a bite at the cherry, where your A1 Esports are pushing forward based off their elim count, where they're getting 18 in total. DRS, off chops like 13 finishes, 15 placement. That's like 10 points difference between them and second place. Hopefully, we can see the page number 2. Hopefully we can get some overall standings up here and see where we're at, because we've had High Voltage. They won. So High Voltage that won game number 1 only got 4 points out of this one. So will they still be high up on the leaderboards, or have they dropped back a fair bit? We'll have to see with the overall rankings, and we can see they're just holding on to that first place position, you know, just by the hair of its chinny chin chin. They've got that 31 point, only 2 point differential between them and DRS. They're not as aggressive, but definitely some balance involved there. The only 2 points difference. The ATTRAX still up there in the top. ELEMENTRIX have moved up a bit off the back of that game, as have A1 Esports, rounding out the top 5. We've got DEADEYES guys, bit of a point differential between 5th and 6th as DEADEYES guys, SEAL Esports and STALWART Esports and 7Cs, all within a few points of each other. And then 1952 bringing up the first page, you know, just a few points below that. But definitely the ATTRAX, you know, this is a team people were saying that bought their slot. Great to see, look, top 3 team, you know. And look, you know, I know people say it's Scrims, but hey, it's Scrims. And these are Pmpl. Like to see, yeah, I don't know how my team would probably be on the second page for sure. So SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, they're neck and neck actually with the 10th place team, the Gangsters as well, GSM. So it's a bit of a fight here. IHC haven't had the best night tonight. We always expect more from IHC. Only 7 points, and look at them, they're all elim points. So they're just having a good time. Remains to be seen whether they're just, you know, taking these scrims as target practice, or whether we'll see a bit more rotational gameplay out of them in the later stages of the scrims. And Venom Legends, Savage and Clarity, so not a lot of points for these teams. Savage obviously going out very early on in both games to the hands of the Real Soldiers. Now, Wadu currently holding it down as the MVP overall with 7 finishes, 43 con. We got Incas, he's got the 60, he's got the 6666, he's got the quad sixes, he's got the 6 finishes, the triple 6-7 con, and then we've got Delta X, he's got the 6 finishes and the 46 con. So, yeah, nice spread, like different teams, different players up there in our MVP rankings. But yeah, that was game number 2 on Miramar. Hope you all enjoyed it. We've got game number 3. We'll either be doing Sandhawk or Erangel. We'll have to find out. But we'll be jumping into that after a quick break. Make sure, if you haven't already, that you do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, as if you like what you see tonight and you want to see more of these high-level Pmpl Pro Scrims, make sure you do get subscribed to Esports County Pro channel. It is the home of Pro Scrims.
Grizzly, this is Dark Star. See that out. Dark Star copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds.
Give a visual on conversion. Grid product uniform 59er, 119er. We're on to them. Break.
Wow. That's great. There's a lot. I don't know how anybody ever did that.
Star, see that out. Dark Star copies all, go ahead. Message to observer, Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect, 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds.
Advise, give a visual on Amsterdam versus Grid Product Uniform 59er, 119er. No, we're on to them. Break.
Great. I don't know how anybody ever did that. Be up in your face.
Dark Star, see that out. Dark Star copies all, go ahead. Message to observer, Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect, 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds.
Advise, give a visual on Amsterdam versus Grid Product Uniform 59er, 119er. No, we're on to them. Break.
Great. I don't know how anybody ever did that. Be up in your face.
Command 2 Actual. You are approved to engage in 5 mics.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Ganksy. Hope you're ready for Sandhawk. I know I am. And if it's your first Sandhawk in Esports County Pro Scrims, whoo, you're in for good. You're in for a treat. if it's not your first rodeo, you know the drill. Sandhawk, baby. Esports County Pro Scrims. If you haven't already, please do subscribe because Sandhawk is a mainstay of this level of competition. Now, tonight we've got the PUBG Mobile Pro League South Asia teams on the practice. They are on the training grounds tonight here for our viewing pleasure as they get ready to rock, roll and rumble for Season 5 to 2022 season of Pmpl. And things are different now. PMCO has been divorced from the Pro League scene. It is involved. It has visitation, but now we have something called the Pmpl qualifiers. Now, how do you get into the Pmpl qualifiers? Question marks. You know, it could be a Star Challenge qualification, could be a National Championships qualification, but those are the sort of things that you would get in through PMCO, All Talent, other tournaments. The landscape has changed slightly. So Pmpl Season 1 and 2 are going to be played by the same team. So we'll have continuity throughout the whole year of 2022 with our Pmpl seasons. We're going to have the same teams. Look, players might change, slots might be bought by other organizations. You know, we would assume there would be some of that happening, but you know, for the most of it, there's not going to be a relegation in between Pmpl seasons through PMCO, as we've seen traditionally. This is a more mature PUBG Mobile Esports that we are witnessing. So PMGC is going to be at the end of the year, and that will, of course, you know, be the PMGC league stage will be qualified from the PMPL point table. So whichever teams has the most PMPL points, which will be, you know, accumulated through Season 1 and 2, in the two seasons that we'll have in 2022. And teams with the most points, they will move on to the next stage. I think after PMPL, there will be kind of a regional championship. There might be a bit more of a kind of confluence of teams from different regions competing through PMPL, and then they would then qualify to League of PMGC from there. So it's a bit different. We're seeing some point differences in the PEL as well, which we might see move over into the global version. Like we're seeing the Chinese teams now going for the 10-point dinners, putting more focus again on elimination points, and that is only going to encourage more aggressive gameplay. And I think it would be best if we followed suit in global, just seeing, the domination of the Chinese in the last PMGC, although we have seen global teams start to put a dent in that, because we did have teams, Russia and Ruya from Turkey getting, and Enigma Galaxy, teams from other regions like, the Middle East and Europe getting right up there in the top 3 of the PMGC. But this is where it all begins. It's not PMCO really anymore. It's PMPL qualifiers, then it's PMPL. This is the path. This is the path to the World Championships that we're about to embark upon now. And this is like the genesis of it, where the teams are going to be practicing, getting ready, testing out their strats, testing their lineups. We've got some new lineups. We've got new teams, new drop spots, same old drop spots. Some things change, some things stay the same. Some teams change and change team names, but the players are the same, like SKYLIGHTZ Gaming, the Real Soldiers. But overall, these teams have been around for a long time. Like these players, some of these players are just mainstays of PUBG Mobile competition. So here we go. We're into it, and we've got quite a few crew headed towards the BC. Now, PN looks like it could get a bit of action too. PR's looking pretty sparse at the moment, but definitely a lot of action happening around the BC area. We've got Stalwart Esports. Looks like ELEMENTRIX are going to have a crack at the title as well. Baker, though, with the MK47 Mutant, will start off proceedings with a nice knock and confirm, picking up first blood of the evening. And you can see there are a lot of players in here right now. We've got GSM, we've got ELEMENTRIX, we've got XBES Esports as well. Scry getting a knock. Looks like Steel Esports are in the mix as well. We can hear some of these mutants and QBZs just raining out destruction. And looks like Stalwart Esports, they've got the main building in their grasp. 3 eliminations so far, and they are currently putting the hurt into. Oh, but here we are down in Hard Tin. We've got I Hate Steve up against DEADEYES guys. Knocked either side. Alex has been knocked. Dial's pretty low. Nerdzed's looking to get a nice nade. Oh, if he was able to slot that nade in, would have got a nice knock there on the Turu. But DEADEYES guys love a good hot drop. I mean, you know they do. We've seen them hot drop pretty much every single team in the competition. Looks like an unfortunate self-nade from Pika will force him to take the knee. And that's going to give XBES Esports a little bit of reprieve. Action though, pushing that revive. And we'll just have a look at the kill feed to see how he went. Looks like he got the job done with the Tommy gun there. Nerdzed able to slot a nade in. And that, if that had just had a little less cook on it, would have been able to get Turu Love Sir. Turu Love Sir is in a bad way right now. Nerdzed's got the DBS shotgun squad wiper, and Icy's hanging around the back door as Nerdzed's able to get it done. DEADEYES guys eliminated in 13th place. Look, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. DEADEYES guys love a good hot drop, and we always love to see it. As Steel Esports, they go down to GSM. So GSM on 6 elims so far. GSM, mate, these guys know how to boot camp. Just quietly, they know how to boot camp. I'll give them that. I'm impressed. 6 elims, and hey, they're going up against Seal, Stalwart Esports, ELEMENTRIX, XBES. Like, these aren't, this isn't a classic match, ladies and gentlemen. This is PUBG Mobile Pro League Scrims. So the fact that and this is a team I haven't seen a lot of. Apparently, they've been around for yonks, but I'm liking what I see. And now they've poked the bear, and when you poke the bear pokes back. You better be careful about going up against STALWART Esports, because they don't care about your 6 elims. You know, they got 9. You know, and last time I checked, 9's a bigger number than 6, right? Right. And that means, once again, STALWART Esports will claim boot camp to themselves, and that's their drop spot. You know, many visit. There's many tourists. You know, many have come to see the sites, but you know, this is home territory for STALWART Esports. They go San Martin, they go Novo Rep Noye, and they go boot camp, and that's who they are. And any who come there will face them on their own terms. 1952 want to have a crack at the title. This is a team coming out of Bangladesh, and we've seen them in Pmpl before. Very aggressive team. One of the things I like about 1952 is their dedication to the full send. They love a good push, and that's exactly what they're about to do into boot camp. They will just push it. They'll push off a hit point. They don't need a knock. You know, it could be a white hit marker, it could be a red headshot hit marker. It's all the same to them. They will push. STALWART Esports are distracted at the moment with the gangsters. Now, the gangsters are about to get backstabbed by the real soldiers. So they have gotten a knock onto action. They've got Smokey and Demon up in the compound on the hill, but they've got the real soldiers, the winners of the last game, rolling on up behind them with that overlooked position. Now, I like what Nixon is doing, going for that flanking position, because he's seriously going to have to get the job done. Oh, Paker goes down to Entry living up to his name. And you can see, yeah, the gangsters are starting to get torn apart by soldiers. As Top, oh, he slots a nice nade into the main building. We'll see in the kill feed in a second whether or not that connects. Doesn't look like it did, as Killer YouTube goes for the stun actually, but yeah, they look like they're about to walk all over. As Rebel gets a nice knock. Rolls though goes down. Nixon able to put up a defense. Smokey has been knocked. And Nixon should be able to get a pickup, but if they push that revive, that could be them done and dusted, as things are seriously starting to heat up once again in boot camp, as A1 Esports enter the fray and start third partying 1952 in the middle of their push up against STALWART Esports. Now, Killer YouTube, he's got one. We've got Fire from afar. That's another team as well. I'm wondering who that was that got involved in that fight. Unless it was Delta. I think it actually just was Delta with a crazy angle. So no, that was all DRS, baby. The real soldiers coming out on top. Meanwhile, in boot camp, A1 looks like 1952, bitten off a little bit more than they could chew. They've been just obliterated by, I'm guessing, A1 Esports getting very involved in that fight. They've got 3 elims so far. Now they're going to be scoring up against STALWART Esports. We've still got the real soldiers up on the hill. They're going to be very much involved in this fight now that they've finished their engagement with the gangsters. Top's using a UMP at range. He does have quite a damage drop off. He wisely switches to the M416. That's going to be able to put a little bit more hurt. I mean, especially these quick peaks. You're just peeking, unpeaking. You've really got to put out more damage than that they're putting into use. You can see Top, like he's just got hit on the off peak, and you know that was all headshots. So he's going to go straight down, and he should be able to get picked up though. But yeah, look, the real soldiers slowly making their way in. It's a tough push to get in here. Looks like they've got a bike though. Rebel might be able to pick up Killer and just full send it in on the bike. 6'9", I mean, gee, these guys have. Looks like 7C's getting a run over onto I8. So they're in a fight somewhere up in the north, I believe. As Top has been picked up. Peak has been taken out. The real soldiers now entering the engagement fully. Like, they are committing to this fight right now. 7C's getting eliminated. They go out in 9th position to I8. I8 having a bit bit of a better run this game. They're on 6 elims so far. Meanwhile, in boot camp, more and more teams are arriving. You know, we like to call them refill teams. You know, they didn't land here, but they always show up. You know, they always show up. They smell a good time and they come looking for it. And you know, whether the dream matches up to reality is on these teams. But the real soldiers have gotten in that bike. That motorbike really did help. You see Killer and Rebel are now in the boot camp. They are inside the gate. We've got Venom Legends pushing in from the north. And they are getting very close. Top's going to have to be careful. Scry's been taken down. Look, everyone is just going to converge on boot camp. If you haven't noticed already, this is Dan Hock on the Esports County Pro Scrims, and that's how we roll. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell and like the video. This is how we do it, baby. We had the reverse drop shot with the hip fire from Action going out for the quick confirm too. He should be able to pick up his boy Top. And that is going to be the wipe coming through for Venom Legends. Look, they had a good crack, but they just weren't able to put the pieces of the puzzle together. A1 Esports still in it, 6 elims. They've got 4 up. They're looking to make a run for it. The real soldiers on the other side, mate. I've got to say, STALWART Esports down to 0. They have just been incredible. Look at this. It's a masterclass in how you do it. Action right now. He literally does not have a health bar, and he goes in for the drop shot. No way. He's got no health bar right now. He's got no health bar. Nah, he couldn't. But he gave it a good crack. He tried. That was STALWART Esports, mate. They know how to have a good time. And the real soldiers, mate, just like that, A1 Esports roll on in, and that's how it is. That's the nature of the beast in boot camp. It's just going to be, oh no, Dante, the Molotov from Dante taking out 6-9. I hate C now having a go, and I mean, we don't have any original members of the hot drop, so these are not teams that are hot dropping. These are all refill teams here, ladies and gentlemen. But we now got A1. They've got 1 knock. 6-9, of course, getting taken out to the molly. Zyol going for a bit of a refresh up to 75 HP there. And Alex both on the snake. You can't say Sanok without snake. You know, it is an anagram. Ooh, Jax spotted out by retired 007 from I8. Icy putting a hurt into Dante. Confirmed, swiftly followed up. Alex now pushing forward. Fragger looking down the barrel of a 1v2 with a third party on the menu as an option from I8. Blade pushing forward with Khan as well. And Alex goes down to a nade, but he's able to eliminate A1 Esports. They go out in 4 position. We are down to 3 teams. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming missed the memo. Borrow and Gialzen suddenly realised that every single team has in fact gone to boot camp, and they just must have missed the invite. It was I don't know. Make sure if you just joined the channel now, make sure you do subscribe. Hit that notification bell, get involved, because look, this is how we do it. If you want to see the best teams in the world do this in boot camp all game long, you know, get on that subscribe button. You know, if it's red, it shouldn't be. I'm telling you that. Now IA, they've got 3, so it looks like a 3v3. We've also got SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. Now they've finally arrived to the party. Only a duo though, but maybe if they push at the right time, they can take advantage of these teams. As we've got a DBS involved with File, and File goes down. The micro Uzi does the job, and Icy should be able to pick him up. We've still got Khan. No, they do take a bit of a spray from Borrow, and Borrow goes forward now. Icy is going to have to come off the revive, and he's going to have to be careful here because Borrow is also sending a few clips through that window. A lot of nades going in here as well. We're now down to 2 teams. It's a 2v3. Galzin and Borrow filling that room up with nades, and down goes Blade. It's just Khan and retired 7, both on 10 HP. This is a really good situation for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming to be in. They've basically, everyone else has done the work. They can just come in and copy the homework, and a few first aid kits have been employed. But yeah, Galzin and Borrow, I don't know. Now that they're kind of back up, they've got Boost on board as well. It's almost like the moment's been lost for SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. They look like they had all the advantage, but now that they have had a bit of a heal, Galzin's gone down. If Khan's able to win this 1v1 trade, and he does, it's now a 2v1. Galzin in trouble. He's going to have to clutch it up here. He's in a 1v2 up against Khan and retired 007 from I8. Can SKYLIGHTZ Gaming do it? Galzin, he's got the UMP 45, goes out for a quick little spray, runs through the molly, no way, gets the drop shot in the Molotov cocktail, into the Molotov cocktail, because when you take out the last player, it doesn't matter, like, of course you're on fire, baby. That's a winner chicken dinner to SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. What a move. You've got to love it. You've got to love it. That's the kind of gameplay that we want to see in the Esports County Pro Scrims. SKYLIGHTZ Gaming just walking in there, letting everyone else do the hard yards, and then just, you know, showing us their stylish moves. I mean, the drop shot into the Molotov cocktail. Action. MVP for Stalwart Esports. 9 eliminations. And that's only 64% of the elims that his team got. Stalwart Esports, you know, what do you like? Look at the aggression bar. Like, who needs strats? You know, strats are for teams like SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. You know, strats are for teams like, I don't know, IHC or any other team. Stalwart Esports, just pure unadulterated aggression. They're a hot drop team. You know, they land boot camp. They don't come to boot camp later on. That's where they start the game. That's where they finish the game. And they've got the elims to prove it. They've got the aggression to prove it. This is the first time we've seen a team that went out halfway through the game have the highest aggression. You know, their aggression only matched by the strategic gameplay of SKYLIGHTZ Gaming. And, you know, complete polar opposites from these two teams. Great statistics. Great statistics. Yeah. If you make sure you get subscribed, because this is what we do when we do Sanok. It's fantastic. So action, 9 elims. Look, Evil Eye from GSM. I've got to say, hats off to GSM. They really had a fantastic hot drop. They had about, I think, 9 elims when they went out. And Evil Eye had 5 of them. They did pretty good, you know. Like, I'm impressed. I haven't seen a whole lot of this team, but I like what I see so far. Match rankings, look, I8, they pipped SKYLIGHTZ at the post, getting 22 points. Let's talk about Stalwart Esports. And this is what I'm talking about. 14 elims. This is basically a chicken dinner. It's like the It's like fried chicken. It's the 14-piece bucket of fried chicken. You know, why do you need to win a game? Why do you need to get placement points? Who needs placement points when you've got 14 eliminations? Like, that's how you get points. When you're putting that many on the board throughout the game, you know, you can just kick back and have a break. You know, just go to the fridge. You know, while everyone else is, you know, getting their placement points. You can just kick back with the boys, you know, play a couple of TDMs, you know, have a drink, change your thumb socks. I like it. It's efficiency. So well done to Stalwart Esports, always putting on a good show on Sanhok. Somebody says, so High Voltage, that's 2 games in a row. We've seen them on page 2. They are currently, well, they were in first place. Overall in the standings. We're probably going to see them start shifting down the page. You know, with careful from Yowzen here. Look at the drop shot. Look at this. Boom. Drop shots into the Molotov cocktail. If he didn't get that drop shot off, that would have been GG's. GG's for Yowzen. So if we look at the overall rankings, we got 41 big ones for the real soldiers, of course. And it's perfectly balanced as all things should be with the placement and finishes. Very, very close there. 3 points difference. They've got a bit of a differential between them and A1. A1 have been playing phenomenally tonight. High voltage dropping back a bit as expected. They had a great first game, but they haven't been super consistent. STALWART Esports, it's a meme. It's just a meme. Like, seriously. Look at their look at their alien. Look at their finishes compared to their placement points. Meme. Like, I love it. I just that's how you should play the game. Especially, like, imagine if we were on the Chinese point system. Imagine if we were on Pmpl point system with 10 placement points for a chicken dinner. STALWART Esports would be a lot higher up. All right, so this is the kind of gameplay that we're shifting towards. That pure aggression. Savage just haven't had a great run tonight. Venom starting to kind of get a bit of a move on, but XBES Esports, I thought it was XBlood Esports, so XBES Esports, yeah, not a huge amount of points. The Gangsters, you can see they're a bit of meme points there. Like, they've got the 9 finishes. They if they had a few placement points, they'd be on the front page. Like, if they had their rotations on lock, maybe they're just fragging for practice. Like, who knows? It's hard to say. We'll have to get a few more of these scrims in before we can really pass judgment. But action. If we look at the MVP, it's of course Action is now in the overall MVP with 12 finishes. Like, you get 9 finishes in one game. Like, yeah, if you let Action out of his cage, you know, and give him an automatic weapon and a good opportunity to point it at people at fairly close range, this is what happens. We've got Incas as well getting in there, as well as Wadu. So that was game number 3, everyone. Sanhok, as always, pure madness. That was the last one. Okay, so we only had 3 matches today, everybody. I just got told. I thought it was 5, and I apologize if I put that in the thing. But that was our 3 matches today. But what a way to finish it off with Sanhok. Sanhok, as always, is just pure madness from start to finish. And we will be back very soon with more of these Pmpl scrims as we warm up for the PUBG Mobile Pro League season 2022. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever we go live. I've been Ganksy. Hope you've all had a great time watching. If you've just joined in the last game, make sure you do scroll back in the stream and check out the earlier games. We've had some absolute crackers of matches tonight with some excellent, early game fights, late game fights in the final circles and mid game as well. So it was a fantastic stream. So if you did miss the early parts, you can always just scroll back and check that gameplay out until next time. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
This is Star, see that out. Star, copies all, go ahead. Message to observer, Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect, 3 guns. Bravo, 2 rounds. We have a visual on conversion, grid product uniform, 59er, 119er. I don't know, we're on to them. Break. Actual, you are approved to engage in 5 mics. Star, see that out. Dark Star copies all, go ahead. Message to observer, Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect, 3 guns. Bravo, 2 rounds. Be advised, give a visual on enemy surgeon. There's a grid product unit 159er, 119er. Don't know we're onto them. Break.
I don't know how anybody ever did that. Be up in your face.
Star, see that out. Dark Star copies all, go ahead. Message to observer, Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect, 3 guns. Bravo, 2 rounds. Be advised, give a visual on enemy surgeon. There's a grid product unit 159er, 119er. Don't know we're onto them. Break. Bridger, this is Star. See that out. Star copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds.
Advise, give a visual on conversion grid product unit 159er, 119er. I don't know, we're on to them. Break.
Great. I don't know how anybody ever did that. Be up in your face.
Star. See that out. Star copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds, 18 delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds.